I was sitting at a dinner table with my coworkers, wine glasses clinking, the low hum of conversation weaving between bites of food. And then, I made the mistake of telling the truth. I casually mentioned that I go to a salon that specializes in black hair care. The table fell silent for a split second. Then one of the women, also white, tilted her head, narrowed her eyes, and said, "Isn't that kind of inappropriate?" Her tone was polite on the surface, but I felt the air shift. I asked her what she meant. She didn't hesitate. "It's cultural appropriation," she said, as if the words themselves were a verdict. A few others nodded along. I felt my stomach knot. I'd walked into something I didn't see coming. To them, this wasn't just about hair. It was about race. About who has the right to what. And suddenly, they were looking at me as if I'd been caught trespassing in a place I didn't belong. But here's the truth they didn't know. I grew up with hair that my family didn't know how to care for. I'm a 30-year-old white woman with thick, curly brown hair. Type 3C, if you know what that means. My hair has always been a battlefield. Tangled knots the size of fists, endless frizz, strands breaking until I had no choice but to cut it short. My adoptive family all had straight hair. They couldn't teach me. They couldn't help me. And so, from childhood through my teens, haircuts became damage control. Not beauty, not confidence, just damage control. When I went away to college, everything changed. I met my best friend, a black woman with curls almost identical to mine. She noticed my struggle right away. She didn't just comment, she acted. She taught me about hair products designed for textured hair. Most of them created by and for the black community. She showed me what moisture could actually do for curls. She took me to her salon, a place where the stylists understood every coil, every pattern, every fragile, stubborn curl. The first time I sat in that chair, I felt understood. They didn't straighten my hair before cutting it. They didn't treat it like a problem to be fixed. They treated it like a crown. And for the first time in my life, my hair looked and felt alive. Since then, I've stayed loyal to that salon. They are the only people who have ever truly understood how to care for my hair. My hair stopped breaking. My curls had shape. My confidence grew. And now, here I was, sitting at a table of colleagues, being told that by walking through the door of that salon, I was doing something wrong, something inappropriate. I asked them why. They said the products and services I use should only be for black people. That as a white woman, I was taking advantage of something that wasn't meant for me. One even framed it as if I was depriving someone else of a resource. I could feel the tension in my chest. How was supporting a business, one that openly welcomed me, one that had changed my life, taking something away from anyone? I wasn't pretending to be something I wasn't. I wasn't claiming I'd invented the products or the techniques. I was a paying customer, respecting the craft and expertise of the people who'd earned my trust. But in that moment, no matter how I tried to explain, I saw it in their faces. They'd made up their minds. And it left me with a sour taste in my mouth. The days after that dinner felt strange. I kept replaying their words in my head. Was I missing something? Was there an angle I hadn't considered? I thought about the countless black stylists who have told me that they welcome clients of all backgrounds. As long as you respect the space and the culture, as long as you understand the history behind the craft, I thought about the fact that these businesses survive because customers, all customers, walk through their doors. And yet, here were my coworkers, essentially telling me to turn around and go somewhere else. It felt ironic, almost cruel, and it hurt. Because behind their woke concern was something I couldn't quite shake. The idea that my hair didn't matter enough for me to seek out the best care. That I should go back to the salons that had butchered my hair for years, just to preserve some imaginary boundary they'd drawn. But I can't do that. I won't do that. The truth is, my hair is not just vanity. It's part of how I walk into the world. It's part of how I've learned to love something that used to make me feel small and insecure. And the people who helped me get here, they've never told me I don't belong. The only people who have said that are the ones who have never touched my hair, never fought with it in the mirror, never seen what it's like to finally feel beautiful in your own skin. So here I am, left with the question that has been ringing in my head ever since that dinner. So, am I the asshole? You know, after reading this, I keep thinking about how easy it is to decide someone else's boundaries for them, especially when you're not part of the group you claim to defend. It's easy to wear the badge of being aware or protective, but sometimes that instinct crosses into something else. It becomes gatekeeping. And the people who actually belong to the culture, they're often not the ones doing it. This story isn't just about hair. It's about who gets to decide where you belong. It's about the difference between appropriation and appreciation. It's about the dignity of seeking out the people who can truly meet your needs and respecting their work enough to pay them for it. So here's my takeaway. Before you speak for a community, ask yourself if you've really listened to them first. And before you shame someone for where they found acceptance, think about whether you might actually be pushing them away from the very connections that build understanding. Now I want to hear from you. If someone outside your culture used products, services, or knowledge that came from it, respectfully, openly, and with credit, would you feel harmed or supported? Where do you draw the line? Because maybe, just maybe, the answer isn't as simple as drawing one at all.